The Jets capture their 5th win of the season, beating the division rival Miami Dolphins. Here are my top 5 takeaways. Jets, Jets, Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, before we get things started, I'm going to be doing a live stream of the game on Thursday night. So Jets-Ravens, tune in to my channel, and we can hang out and watch what I expect to be a very rough game. Heavy drinking involved. Anyway, all right, let's jump into the video. To start things off, the Jets now own the 9th overall pick. I believe that was the same pick as last week. If we had lost this game, we would have moved up into the 6th overall pick. But Jets win on a last-second field goal. So let's move into my top 5 takeaways. At number 5, I have Sam Darnold. And his stat line wasn't anything crazy. He had 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Solid overall. There's a few Jet fans that want to see perfection every single week, and I get you want to see a little bit better stat line against a team like the Dolphins, but to put it in perspective, if Sam were to have this stat line for 16 games, he would break both our passing touchdown record and our yardage record for a quarterback in a single season. So, guys, don't be overly critical of Sam. I think this is actually an okay thing. He did exactly what he needed to do to win the game, and you know what, to be honest, if Jet fans are complaining about this stat line, I think it probably means we have our franchise quarterback. At number 4, I have Robbie Anderson, and I feel like I keep bringing his name up week after week in these videos, and he had 7 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. Solid day for him, and he is continuing to put his name out there to make a case for a new contract after the season, and I think Joe Douglas is kind of backing himself into a corner. I think he's going to have to sign Robbie at the end of the year if he keeps putting up stats like this. Now, Robbie has come out and said, this season is not indicative of what he's capable of due to the offensive struggles and everything that's gone on with Sam missing time. So he feels he should be in the upper echelon of wide receivers. Now, there is the caveat of, if the Jets add a number 1 wide receiver, the targets are probably skewed and he may not get the stat line he envisions. But overall, I think we should definitely bring Robbie back, and I want to continue to see this throughout the rest of the season. At number 3, we have Bless Austin, and I didn't include him in last week's video, but he's continued to play well. He had the really weird, awkward pass interference play against him, but honestly, if he got his head around, he might have actually intercepted that ball. He was in really good position. And over the course of the last few games, he has done a solid job in zone protection, or zone coverage, I guess, and a good job in man-to-man coverage. So I am very happy with what we're seeing. Let's continue this healthy streak with him, and hopefully we have one of our 2 corners solved. At number 2, I have Jamal Adams. And yes, Jamal did not play in yesterday's game. He was out with an injury. But this was a game that a lot of people were going to start to look at to see what this Jet defense looks like without Jamal Adams. And to be honest, it really wasn't that bad. The Jets defense overall is totally decimated by injuries. We all know about the linebacker issues. We don't have an edge rusher. Our corners have completely been demolished. So the Jets team is not operating with a full arsenal of weapons, but they still were able to play a bend but don't break style defense that kept the Dolphins out of the end zone. They had 7 field goals, so, not great, I guess, but at the same time, you're not giving up the big scores that you could have given up. Now, keep in mind, last week, the Jets lost to the 0-11 Cincinnati Bengals in blowout fashion, so this defense is not really good. So when you're comparing against the Dolphins, it's kind of, apples to apples, in a sense. But the Jets played relatively well, and not having Jamal on the field could spark Joe Douglas into making that trade that he neglected to make at the trade deadline. Honestly, I think Jamal will not play in the last 3 games. I think we're going to protect him in the event we want to sign him long-term, and I think we will protect him in the event we want to trade him. So I think we kind of have 2 options here, and I think Jamal's probably okay with either option at this point, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. If we continue to see competent play over the last 3 weeks of the season, then I could see Jamal Adams being shipped off in the offseason. At number 1, we have LeVeon Bell. Last week against the worst rushing defense in the NFL, Bell only had 10 carries. This week, without Bell, the Jets went against the Dolphins and rushed it 32 times. So there's kind of a disconnect there, and I'm not exactly 100% on what I'm seeing, but let's put the tinfoil hat on and kind of go down this path. Now, if Bell is sick, and he's legitimately sick, then maybe we'll get him back, over the next 3 weeks. But in the event that he's trying to protect his body, maybe he is not actually sick. He's upset with the way the play calling has gone, which he has made, vocal. I think he is capable of way more than we have given him. And it's no secret that in the offseason, Adam Gase was not a fan of the Le'Veon Bell signing. This was very much a Mike Maccagnan type move. Now that Maccagnan is not here, Joe Douglas will have the free rein to be able to move this kind of chess piece. And honestly, the way we have utilized Bell throughout this entire season has been nothing short of terrible. It has been such a waste of one of the league's most premier offensive weapons. And someone who's an offensive guru in Adam Gase should be able to make this kind of piece work. Now, the one thing that really has me concerned is that we heard issues with Adam Gase and high-profile players in Miami, and I'm hoping that's not the case with what's going on right now with the Jets. And if LeVeon Bell, wants out, at this point I'm okay with it. We've had 13 games to try to figure out how to use Le'Veon Bell, and we have not been able to figure it out. His running style works really well against, or with a really good offensive line where he's patient and can hit the hole real fast. But honestly, with the Jets' holes at the offensive line positions, Bilal Powell and Ty Montgomery actually are more effective because they hit that hole a lot faster than Bell was. I don't know what to do. I mean, I think we probably trade him in the offseason. I think Gase probably gets what he wants in, a draft asset. We could utilize the running back position at a lower cost. We don't need to be paying someone $13+ million a year. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I just hope this is a very civil split, a very civil breakup. I don't want to see this dragged out into the media. I'm hoping that Bell and the Jets, or Bell and Douglas, or whatever has to happen, kind of happens behind closed doors, and they both agree on a team that we can send him to, get decent compensation for, and we kind of go from there. But guys, let me know what you think of everything down below. If you want me to make a video in more depth of one of these types of topics, let me know. Tune into the live stream on Thursday night for Jets Ravens, and as always, go Jets.